Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Thank you for joining us. It's August 1st, if you can believe it. Hard to believe, but good morning. Welcome to the Minnesota Real Estate Show, hosted by the gentleman next to me. That's Mr. Mike Overson of Luminate Bank right here in the Twin Cities. We've got Scott Wolmering. I'm Ryan O'Neill with the Minnesota Real Estate Team and REMAX Advantage Plus. Hope you all are having a great weekend. Thank you for joining us wherever you might be catching us on social media. We're going live every weekend here. Mike, good morning to see you. Good to see you, buddy.
Hey, good to see you, Ryan.
Always a pleasure to see you. A lot going on in the mortgage world you're going to be touching on here in a little bit.
We'll talk about what happened this week with rates. We'll talk about that and kind of what the future holds and all that fun stuff there. So we'll bring that up and we'll see what type of discussion comes out of it.
Scott, good morning, bud.
Yeah, good to be here. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Like Ryan said, we're going to be here for the next hour, live and local. What makes the show fun is your questions. So definitely do that. 612-294-6949 if you want to go live on air, or you can text us to that number. And or you can just, if you're following us on social media, just go ahead and print in your questions and we'll handle them as they come in.
Yeah, gosh, can you guys believe it? The first. It is the first already, huh? And we're going live on air, guys. Let's see. Or we're getting ready to go live on here real quick. Hard to believe. August 1st. Holy cow. A lot to talk about with the market. And yeah, a lot going on. So here we go. We're going live on air. Thanks. Good morning. Welcome to the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Thank you for joining us. Top of the morning to you. It is hard to believe. It is August the 1st, 2026. This is the Minnesota Real Estate Show, hosted by Scott Wolmering. I'm Ryan O'Neill with the Minnesota Real Estate Team and REMAX Advantage Plus. We got Mike Overson of Luminate Bank in studio with us as well. This is a live show. We're here at WCCO downtown Minneapolis every Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. We welcome your questions, comments, thoughts, all things real estate related. 612-294-6949. Scott, Mike, good morning to you guys.
Hey, good morning, Ryan.
Good to be here. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Like Ryan says, the Minnesota Real Estate Show. We are live and local. Love your questions during the show. 612-294-6949. We're going to talk about what's going on in this very interesting real estate market and what possibly is going to happen till the end of the year here. We'll give you some predictions on some possibilities. If you've not checked out our website before, mnrealestateshow.com is how you can find all about the team and also about all of our incredible vendors.
Yeah, and a lot going on. We're going to dive in right away. This first segment, we do a mortgage update. We do a real estate update. Mike, what's cooking mortgage-wise? Luminate Bank, you guys are local right here in the Twin Cities, our longtime partner with the Minnesota Real Estate Team. What's cooking?
Mortgage-wise, the big thing this week was the Fed meeting. So Feds met Tuesday, Wednesday. Their comments come out Wednesday afternoon, or the Fed meeting minutes come out Wednesday afternoon, and that's when the markets start making, their moves based on the type of feedback and stuff that comes out of that meeting. So the good thing is the Feds, they kept interest rates the same. So that was the good part. They didn't raise them. They didn't lower them either. They just kept them the same. Now, when we talk about the Fed's funds rate, that's not a direct impact on mortgage rates. What the Feds do control is short-term rates. So home equity lines of credit, auto loans, things like that. That's the type of rate that they kind of run and control there when you hear the Fed meeting. So what happened there is, so it was good, right? They didn't raise rates, okay? But they did have some commentary saying that they do have their eye on inflation, and that's one of their concerns is that they are going to watch for that, and they're going to see what happens, and then maybe make a different type of move at the next Fed meeting. And so that type of commentary, right, caused the markets to, get a little squirrely a little bit. So rates did slide up this week just a little bit. We're sitting closer to like a 6.625, maybe 6.75 rate as of the end of Friday. But I don't think it's anything to be too concerned about because I think we're still going to stay under 7.
Scott?
That's a lot. So from a real estate perspective, well, let's go through the numbers. We can kind of talk about how both.
Hey, before I dive into the numbers, guys, real estate myth versus real estate fact. Scott?
A
Myth?
Myth.
Well, I've got one for you.
Okay.
I've got one for you. Myth, the best strategy, Scott, for pricing my house for sale is to price high because you can always lower it later. Real estate fact, many homes receive their strongest interest during the first couple weeks. Overpricing can actually reduce activity and lead to a lower final sales price. What do you think?
No, it's an absolute. In fact, it's interesting that you bring that one up because I was going to say today, we always talk about what's the worst thing to affect value. And we've always said backing to a busy road is, probably the number one. But the number one is a little thing called CDOM. And that's on MLS.
What is that?
That is
CDOM?
continual days on market. Continual days on market, which every real estate agent gets to see. And so it's 100% a myth that overpricing your house or pricing what you think is fair, even if it's not, is in your benefit because you can always drop. Because you can drop, but you're going to drop a heck of a lot more than you would have got if you put it at the key position in the first couple weeks, 100% of the time.
Yeah, myth versus fact. Fun little thing. New listings this week here in the Twin Cities up almost 9%, 1,616 new properties. Pending sales down year over year, 992. Wah, wah, wah. Change in inventory up almost 7%, 11,418. That is what all of us as agents, sellers, the market are feeling. We're feeling it is a definite little summer pullback. I had a message, Scott, from a good friend of mine at another brokerage who just said, hey, yeah, what are you guys seeing? Is this just a little summer settling or is this more? Are you guys feeling it's more than that?
Well, I know my esteemed colleague and I disagree on this, but I think it's much more. And not to be gloom and doom, but this is about 11 weeks in a row where we've been adding 4, 5, 6, now 800 homes to the market every week. Balanced market's about 13,000. We're creeping right there. And so what that means, outside of little pockets areas here and there, which are still fast moving, you can get lost in the shuffle. That CDOM we were talking about, continual days on market, it is no joke. If you get behind the 8 ball in this market and you start reducing, you've got a problem. So again, bottom's not falling out of anything, but really pay attention over the next year because it is, I think it's real.
Mike, we're going to do, this show is going to be all about acronyms today.
Oh, good. It's my favorite.
Hey, we're already at the first break at the Minnesota Real Estate Show. It is a sunny day. I'm looking outside here in downtown Minneapolis. We got some sun. I hope you're getting out to do something fun. We've got, with the O'Neill family, the Bayland reunion today on my mom's side of the family. They are a lot of fun. So we're heading after the show to the Bayland reunion. This is the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Reunions, guys.
You love reunions.
I do.
I do.
I do. You don't.
I don't. Yeah, no, I mean, I love my family. I just don't want to necessarily hang out with them a lot of times. but
you're terrible.
But your mom, I'm sure your mom's excited.
So this side of the family is super fun. The Bayland, they're from the Iron Range up north, and very social, very gregarious, very fun. Lots of laughing, lots of jokes. We do an auction. There's 2 of us. I'm one of the auctioneers. We do it to raise money. So it's kind of a fun deal.
Music.
We do have music. Yeah, music, eating.
No, I mean, are you guys playing?
No,
music?
we don't.
Oh,
no,
you don't
Tim and
play
I, we don't play, but
Wiffle ball tournament, maybe?
we
Wiffle
should.
ball?
That's what you'd like.
Maybe some volleyball.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, you know,
Get some sports activities then for the O'Neill
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
We need some.
You were saying at the end of that segment, what were you saying about the
About inventory?
about inventory?
Pendings are down. So pendings are down.
Yeah. Oh, I know what I was going to say. What is interesting about those numbers? So if you go back 3 weeks, we added 700 homes to the market. Last week, I think it was 600, and this week it's about 1,800. But our numbers have only moved, I think, from 11.2 3 weeks ago to, what'd you say, 11.4?
Yeah.
So we've added 1,600 homes to the market. They're not going away because the pendings are way down. So after last week's show, I'm like, what am I missing? What's going on?
Yeah.
Expireds.
And canceled.
Which,
Oh,
yeah.
cancels you can cancel and go back on.
Sure.
But so I didn't want to look at those because you can't really track them.
Good point.
But just expireds in general, which means you were on the market and did not sell.
You expired.
Those were a unicorn 2 years ago. I mean, you couldn't even see them. 1,600 expireds in the last 2 weeks.
Mm,
That's
Yeah.
that's the difference. So they're
Yeah.
expiring. Well, guess what, guys? Those are all going back on in the spring
yeah.
or the end of the year.
What do you think, Mike?
Well, I'm looking at all this from a buyer's perspective of it makes sense, right? It's like we got more inventory, we got more to choose from, but you don't get all your cake and eat it too, right? Well, that's interest rates are probably playing a part of this, right? So now maybe you can get a better price on the home, you can get better turns on the home, but yeah, now your interest rate's a little bit higher, but is that better than fighting against a house, paying over list price and getting a lower interest rate? Like,
Here we go, guys. We're going back
100%.
live.
Yes, let's talk about that.
Hey, welcome back to the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Guys, I just wanted to mention real quick, we were talking about reunions. And for the Balin reunion, we do an auction to raise money. And what the fun
tell,
thing,
Tell the listeners what the Balin reunion.
Balin
they,
reunion.
They weren't on the break list.
that's on my mother's side of the family is the Balins from the Iron Range. We have the reunion today. We do a little auction to raise money. Well, one of the fun things that they would do to my dear father, Dad was the one who would this would happen to him. Anyway, you arrive at the auction. You think you're going to be buying things, right? Okay, buy things, and it's nothing big at all. Well, anyway, my dad arrives to the auction, and on their license plates, they had ROO for Robert Owen O'Neill and then Nancy Kathleen O'Neill. That was just their license plate. So anyway, they sit down at the auction, and one of the first things the auctioneer holds up is my dad's license plate. Said, we're starting bidding at $500. And so somebody would bid.
Well,
My Uncle Gene, I'll do 500. So Dad's sitting there. What? Anyway,
So he had to buy his own license.
he had to
plate.
buy
Yeah,
it back
yes,
to get
exactly.
back home to New Prague.
I love
What a
it.
dirty trick by the Balins.
That is funny. I would actually love to go. I would actually love. You should auction off Mike.
Mike.
Yeah,
Yes.
You might even get 5 1/4 for Mike.
Mike is absolutely. Mike, I think that's not a bad idea.
Like just for like to work, like but it's work.
No, just a night out with
a
Mike.
night out with me. Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
There'd be a few listeners that maybe go to our Facebook page that might show up at the reunion.
We've had multiple people on our Facebook Live say, yeah, we don't care about the guys on the
On
ends.
the end,
But who's that
booking
gentleman in the middle? Can you tell me a little bit more here about Mike? But it is interesting. Again, we're talking about market activity here. Scott, before we dive back into that market activity, I did want to touch on Laura Antolik actually has a listing your neck of the woods, Scott, in Lakeville. This is 17594 Heidelberg Way for $650. It is a Country Joe. 2-story home. It's got a walkout basement, 4 bedrooms on an upper level, 4 bathrooms. The lower level is a flex room. Could be a 5th bedroom and a sauna for unwinding. Nice. Kitchen has custom cabinets, granite countertops, tile backsplash, stainless steel appliances. Lots of updates. New roof, radon, maintenance-free deck, porch, finished garage. It is, Scott, the Lakeville School District, close to parks, walking trails, and everything. Open house. She's going to be there tomorrow, Sunday, 1 to 3. That's 17594 Heidelberg Way in Lakeville. You know Country Joe well.
Yeah, and I know that neighborhood well, and I know that listing well. Laura and I talked about it. What was the list price on that again?
$650.
$650. Yep, great area. Again, close to everything. Very cool. The house is absolutely dialed in, so that's one you'd want to take a peek at. And if nothing else, you just want to meet Laura because she's a hoot.
Yeah, she is. She is an absolute hoot. This one, interesting. A texter just said, "Do you guys, for existing homeowners, do you have any little tips, summer checklists?" I was thinking about things you could do for your existing house, like washing windows.
You mean to get it ready to sell, or just
wasn't
maintenance?
detailed, just summer homeowner tips.
Well, I'll
Checklist.
I'll do this because I'm not worth anything when it comes to maintenance on your house. But so I'll handle it from this perspective. If you're looking at things to get ready, maybe you're thinking about selling in the next few months, maybe you're thinking about selling next spring. First of all, you want to bring your agent in so they can give you some advice. But possibly looking at your carpet, is it getting tired? Do you need to have it repainted? These are all very cheap fixes that make a big impact. Light fixtures, are they 10 years old? Maybe replacing those. Those are also a relatively cheap fix. What does your landscaping look like in the front of the house? These are all relatively inexpensive things that homeowners can do on their own that make a huge impact. Do you have an odor in your house of any kind? Are you a smoker? Do you use a lot of one type of spice that maybe has the house smell? You might look at ozone machines, things like that. Mike,
Do you clean fish inside your house?
do you clean fish? Yes.
Hey guys, how about a fun trivia fact? In what year was the first MLS created in the United States? Like here in the Twin Cities, we have the North Star MLS that all the agents, brokers use. What year, guys, and where? What location in the U.S.?
Oh, let me think. So when I got in the business, we were still getting our MLS books. We didn't have computers. Computers had just come out, but we hadn't had books yet. So I would say it's probably, let's say, 1978.
Okay, 1978. What city?
Oh my gosh. I would probably say, I have no idea. Maybe one of the large, Chicago.
Okay, and Mike?
So you're not saying necessarily online MLS. You're saying just
Online MLS came out when I came in, like
A
90
group of
like
real
99.
estate professionals sharing listings with one
Sharing
another
listings.
created the foundation for today's MLS system.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna go 83 in LA.
1908
Oh my gosh.
in Chicago.
Oh, I got
There you go,
Chicago.
1908 in Chicago. You think about that now, how much we all use North Star MLS or use MLS. Now consumers can get access to it with a lawsuit. It's interesting, guys.
Yeah, just to kind of put it in perspective, how much things have changed since I've been in the business in the last 30 years. So I was getting there right when getting the MLS books every Monday or Tuesday was ending. So we were just starting to get access to some computers. Where
So books, you'd get a book.
we
a
would get an
print.
actual MLS book, and then on Tuesdays you would have a meeting. You
Yeah.
would have a brokerage meeting. You'd all jump on a bus.
bus.
And you would drive around and you would physically walk through all the new listings that your brokerage had.
It was fun.
It was fun.
Social.
I mean, that sounds like just archaic. I mean, I
It is archaic.
I remember having a meeting at Edina Realty for 3 hours where the agents were absolutely irritated that we were going to have voicemail. They were like, I do not want my clients talking to a machine. I want them talking to the front desk. And they would literally handwrite your notes.
Sure.
Hey, Marianne called today. She's like, you'll see houses today at 2:00. I mean, that's how long I've been in the business.
It is interesting when you think about that, Mike. And now again with North Star MLS, and we've talked about it a lot, but why presentation is so important with pictures. We were talking this week. Actually, I was chatting with my brother Tim. Tim is part of our team Facebook group. We do trainings as a team. We're always trying to keep it current. We don't want to have archaic trainings. There's some team members that say, Ryan, we need some fresh content. Well, anyway, one of the things recently was, do you have a listing not selling? Okay. And it was a training
That
about
was a good training.
Yeah, and actually my brother Tim caught part of the training and he said, as a consumer, I love the idea of you taking sellers to the 4 other competing homes. So again, you're selling your house in Bloomington and you're thinking, I'm worth $550. And your agent says, thank you, but we're thinking $475. No. Let's go look at 4 active homes for sale and you decide. Then you can see your neighbor's house, the Johnsons, and you can realize, wow, they've been on the market 30 days at $550. We got a problem.
Well, yeah, and what I always say whenever I do that is, put your buyer's hat on. So you have to be real. If you're a buyer and you're looking at your home for $550 and these other 5 for $550, and if you walk out and go, oh my gosh, we're not even close to that, you have to be able to actually be honest with yourself. You can't say, well, we put in shelves in the entry closet last week and those cost us $500. It's got to be worth something. I mean, it's like you have to be realistic and say, look, this house is 4,500 feet. We're 3,200 square. We're not the same house.
I mean, it's almost like sport teams. You're scouting the other team
Correct.
is what you're doing. You're watching film on the other team, figuring out what they're doing, this and that. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. So it's knowing what your competition is doing is gives you, somewhat of an advantage to outplay them.
It's a little tip again for fellow agents, brokers. It's a nice way. Again, I always say your agent is not a miracle worker. He or she is not a healer. The market will tell you what's going on.
If Target stock is trading at 100, I can't sell it for 150. I mean, that's what it comes. It's really what it comes down to. There's not that big a difference unless you're really getting up there in price point.
Hey, we got a few texters here. You're welcome to call us too. Don't 612-294-6949. This one just says, as the phone rings, hey, we love your show. We especially love Mike. And it says, we bought a house sight unseen because it was listed on a Friday evening and offer accepted 2:00 on a Sunday. We live 6 hours away. Now we really hate the house after we've seen it. Is it better to just put it right back on the market or suck it up and live there for a while? We do love the area, just hate the layout of the house and spend so much. We don't have anything left to remodel. On my earlier question about mistake buying, we paid cash.
Yeah, it's a good question, and I'll answer it this way. The good news is that obviously there were probably 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 15 offers on the house that you bought.
Good point.
So a lot of times people are like, oh, I don't want to compete. I don't want to compete on a house. I want to get a great deal. Well, guess what? If there were 10, 15 people bidding on that house when you bought it, those 10, 15 people there, meaning it was something that people wanted.
Yeah.
Because not everything gets 10, 15 offers on it. So if you did want to exit, you're probably going to be in pretty good shape. And obviously we'd be willing to do a market for you, tell you what it's worth. But normally you'd probably be in good shape.
Yeah. Just one quick last thing before we go to a caller is, again, when you buy and when you resell, obviously there's costs involved, that you have with that. And so usually you need at least a year or 2 or 3 to frankly break even. But again, we'd be happy to take a look at it, a market analysis. Sorry to hear about the situation. I know that's
not fun.
No, very frustrating. However, we can help you, we certainly will. We're going to go to a caller here.
We have Mike from Victoria.
Mike, thanks for calling. How can we best help?
Well, I just got a general question. Price per square foot of the house compared to other houses in an area. How important is that?
Oh boy, I'll tell you what. This is a long answer, so maybe we'll do this. Let's take our break because I've got a lot of thoughts on this, and a lot of people think it's a major deal. It can be. So let's talk when we get back. We'll answer that question.
Yeah, we'll answer that right after the break. We are at the halfway point already. Mike, thank you for calling. Sounds like you're driving. Drive safe. And folks, this is the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Good question. Price per square foot.
Great.
Yeah, really good question. We'll dive into that.
We'll handle that when we get back.
Good morning. Lots of nice comments from folks. Thank you. Wherever you're seeing us on social media, people are saying, can you please zoom in on Mike?
Nope. I don't think they're saying that.
Well, I think
Maybe what I'll do is I'll stand over here.
See,
that's
the
good.
camera's already zoomed in. I mean, how much more?
Yeah,
of him
Scott,
can you get in?
just go a little bit outside the
there-
picture.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
See, there
Okay.
we go.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of that? I mean,
Yep, here we go.
oh man. Good morning, everybody. It is again, we get a lot of friends from different agents, brokers that watch this. It is a hard time for agents right now.
Absolutely.
Because again, sellers may be not understanding why is our home not selling, and it's
Or why
a
are we
different
not-
market.
Why are we not getting any showings?
Why are we not getting a showings?
Yeah, and and it's it's an easy process to go through with your sellers or your agents that are listening. I do this on a weekly basis. Okay, we added 15 homes. Now we're not competing against 10. We're competing against 25.
Sure.
So let's look. Do we still matter? I mean, if you were out there, would you even show our house? And if the answer is no, there's only one answer to that. And it's not sit around and wait.
Yeah.
Because it's the answer is right there. If I look and I go, okay, in the top 10 of the 30 on the market, I would not show our listing, then you got to get it reduced to a number that somebody will.
Yeah.
And it's hard to do. A lot of agents that have been in for the last, even 10 years,
Yeah.
they've never seen a market like this. It's just been, hey, listing was a paycheck. You list a house, you get paid. List a house, you get paid.
Yeah.
Now there's a lot of work around.
I'll tell you that I think this comparatively is, it's a challenging market, but I just think of other markets that were just way worse, in my opinion, like the short sale times when you would,
Yeah.
I thought that was probably the worst because you'd have a buyer, you'd get an offer accepted. Hey, we got an offer accepted. The seller accepted it, but now you got to find out if the bank will accept it. And you wait a month or 2 or 6
Or 14.
hoping it gets approved, and it may not get approved. And so as the agent, you're like, okay, I need to get paid. My buyers are off the table. That was a tough time.
Well, and that's obviously the biggest. I mean, it's the extreme. I mean, you bought a house for $1 million 3 months ago, and
Yeah.
now it's worth $450. I
Yeah.
mean, you put it on at $750, you feel like you're giving it away and getting killed.
Yeah.
You're not even close. I mean, you could list it for 6 months and have no showings. That is not the market we're in. I want to make sure I'm clear on that.
Yeah.
You know, we're not going to walk off a cliff. We're going
Yeah.
to go down a little slow grade.
Yeah. Don't walk off a
We're
cliff.
not walking off.
Yeah. Let's do more acronyms
Yeah.
in the second half. You know, I like that. You know, short attention span. Ryan.
WOAC, walk off a cliff.
What? Okay. Hey, we're going back live. We're going to talk price per square foot. Hey, welcome back to the second act of the Minnesota Real Estate Show. We are going to talk, as we said in this second half, all about acronyms. No, I mean all about price per square foot. Scott, I have some definite thoughts. You, my friend?
It is probably one of the most misunderstood things out there, and unfortunately, people make mistakes on both sides. They make mistakes buying because they think they're buying at value because of the price per square foot, and they're selling because of the price per square foot. This is the best way to explain this. So through 2012 and 2016, we did about 60 teardowns in Minneapolis. So we would tear a house down and build a new one.
Okay.
We had the same floor plan. It was a 1302 foundation, 2608 above ground, whether the basement was finished or not. And we put 10 different fronts on that and about 10 different finishing levels. They ranged from 750,000 to $1.6 million.
Okay.
Same house. So price per square foot was from $160 a square foot to $400. And they're the exact same house. It's just your roof line's different, your finishing level is different. And so again, it is a baseline for you to be able to look at. It is not something in a market that you can determine value on, because again, in the same neighborhood, you could have a little 1.5 story that's 1,000 square feet that hasn't been touched, and you can have another one that's 1,000 square feet that has sub-zero appliances in it and they've gutted it. And so yeah, price per square foot's a gauge.
Yeah.
You know, it's a gauge. Go ahead.
Just one quick thing I'll say to that too is John Love on our team is an appraiser. He's done a lot of classes for us on how do appraisers appraise. His two biggest criteria he always looks at is above ground square footage. Above ground square footage, total finished above ground square footage, and then total square footage itself. And he does 20% above or below. So that square footage, again, above ground is so much more valuable than below ground footage. And so just remember that those are two things John said that really kind of drive the train from a value standpoint.
Yeah, and if you're out with your agent should be able to guide you on that. And when I say people make mistakes on it, I'll see a 3,000 square foot home with basic finishing sell for way over the number, and I'll look and I'll go, what in the world? Why did this agent sell this house to their client? And then I'll look, and there's 5 others that are the same square footage, and they're $100,000 more. But I'm like, yeah, the roof line's $100,000 difference, and it's a walkout, and it's it's all these differences that made it a lot more expensive.
Hey, this one just says, you guys are spot on, especially Mike. I'm a student of you all and listen to Bloomberg all the week. Thank you. That's very kind of you. He says, question, do any of you watch $1 Million Listing? If yes, is that a fave?
Oh, I can't watch any of that.
Scott,
I can't watch
you
any of
don't?
that garbage. No, I can't watch any of those shows because it's not real. I mean, for crying out loud, especially on the selling one. Well, I've given the Johnsons 3 choices. They can choose the bungalow on Walnut Street. They can choose a 2-story on Halifax. I'm like, or what about getting back in your car and showing them another 20 houses? I'm like, no one does that. I can't watch that stuff. And the $1 Million Listing stuff, those guys, I can't watch it. How about you? Do you guys like
Mike, what do you think?
I don't get to watch TV, period.
Yeah,
I know.
That's
You
my
don't,
problem.
Mike.
have kids anymore?
But I know what you're talking about. It's like, how many buyers in realistically go see 3 houses, and it's like, hey, you got to choose one.
Well, and the agent says,
One
okay,
of these 3.
all right, we're all done. You can choose from these 3.
Yep. That's it. That's all you get.
I think people enjoy the beautiful properties, the beautiful people, the fake drama that they create, and these, it's
all fake.
Yeah, it is.
It's wrestling for real estate. That's what it is.
Hey, how many times on average does the average person move in their lifetime, guys?
Oh, well.
A fun real estate fact. How
well,
many times?
Let's see. The average person stays in a home.
Moves.
I know, 5 to 7 years. I'm doing the math. 5 to 7 years, average probably 40 years. They move an average of 8 times.
Okay, Mike, how many?
I'm going to go 6.
11 to 12.
Oh, that would be right.
What remains one of the highest return home improvements before selling? What one thing remains one of the highest return home improvements before selling?
Well, I'm sure this is going to be something I don't agree with, but, there is no doubt that the highest improvement that you have
Think of your ex-wife.
is the highest improvement that you have is paint and carpet.
Painting.
Yeah, paint and carpet.
Mike, how about this one? What are the 2 most influential rooms for buyers? 2 most influential rooms for buyers.
Kitchen
Kitchen, bingo.
and your master bathroom.
That's right.
There it is.
Yep, that's right.
It's like you read my notes here.
It's almost like I've listened to the show over the
That's
years.
right.
Kitchen and primary bathroom.
Yeah,
There
those
you
are the two. Those are the 2 booms when you stage a home and you don't want to go through a full staging. You stage the main floor, mostly kitchen and the family room, and the master. Those are the only 2 things you do.
Yeah, that is interesting. When you think about that, though, again, 612-294-6949 is how you can join us at any point here at the Minnesota Real Estate Show by phone or by text at any point. This one says, hi, Ryan, Scott, Mike. I saw a recent commercial from an agent that will give you a quick all-cash offer. It was suggested that your home might not sell quickly due to market conditions. Are we in a sluggish market? I doubt it, ? What do you guys think? Thanks, Jerry.
We are in a balanced market. A balanced market means that we're getting to the point where there's equal amount of kind of buyers and sellers out there. Pocket areas are super, super hot. Other pocket areas are a little bit slow. Anybody that is giving you money for your home, I don't care if their arms stretch out or if there's other people out there doing it, you are not getting the value of your home, not even close. And so I don't care if we're in the worst real estate market ever. If they're giving you a dollar amount for it, we will get way more than that in a crappy market. You're always going to be below. And as far as the little headache stuff, if you're priced correctly in this market, in a decent area, you still go very quickly.
Yeah, thanks for the comments. This one just says, when deciding to sell a house, what is the seller's responsibility to come clean with the city about their unpermitted work that was done over the years, and how far back do they go? For example, the sellers finished the basement themselves, didn't pull any permits.
Up to the buyers when they're showing it. That's the buyer beware. That's the inspection. You can go to the city and you can find whether they pulled permits or if they did not. And let's take the worst case scenario, because I've had these. So you find out, well, the sellers did not pull an electrical permit and they didn't pull a plumbing permit. And so if that occurs, unfortunately, those areas have to be opened up, re-inspected, and re-permitted, or it follows the new buyer. That's the change that's happened in the last, I'm bad with time, 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
It now follows the buyer.
Do a home inspection. And again, have your buyer's agent check on those things with the city. I would encourage you to be sure to contact the city, get everything done appropriately, so it's not a headache for you when you own it. We got a caller here, Candace.
Yes, Jeff from Dassel.
Hey, Jeff, how are you, bud? Hey, what's cooking today?
In December, I had to move my mother into assisted living. She has a townhouse in Dassel. We've had it on the market since December, and people aren't even looking. I'm just wondering how the market is, I guess.
Great question. You know, again, I'd have to look at your particular market and see, again, how many homes you're competing against, whether it's priced correctly. I can tell you just on a broad stroke, if you're not getting any showings in your area, then there's one of two things. There's just not a lot of buyers out in your area right now, which I could look at, you know, obviously in the system and see, or you're overpriced. And I would probably refer to number B. Price overtakes a lot. In this market, I still do believe if you are priced correctly and you hit that sweet spot, you still are going to get multiple offers on the property. Again, we're not in a heavy buyer's market. We're in a balanced market. So if the number is correct, and again, and there's activity in the area, I'll quantify it that way. You got to make sure there's actually buyers out there. And the way that you do that is you talk to the other 10 listings And if they're not getting any showings, you just don't have anybody out there right now.
Yeah, I think having your agent just reach out to some of the other similar listings on there, sharing some data with you to give you a little peace of mind on, hey, what the heck is going on here? Mike, maybe you can comment as well from a lending perspective. Townhomes and condos, again, you're dealing with two different things, big things right now. Insurance, there's just some changes there that make it a little different, harder for buyers, as well as HOAs. Okay, and how is the HOA? How are the monthly fees? Those kinds of things. Mike, any thoughts on townhomes and condos?
I think true townhomes, you don't have any issues. I'm not concerned at all lending wise on true townhomes. You're typically fine there. It goes right through. You're good. It's the condo side of things that can get pretty sticky. Now,
are you referring to condos like we think about it, apartment style looking condos, or are you talking about any townhome that is actually under a condo classification?
any legally described property that is a condo.
Okay.
Right? There's a lot, especially in the Twin Cities, that it looks like a townhouse and it lives like a townhouse.
But it's classified as a condo.
It's legally a condo because of the way the legal description is done and the way the land is split. And anyway, that's another discussion. So if it's a true townhouse, no concerns there, right? All the loan options should be open to you. Very rare do you run into an issue with the association or the insurance on a true townhome. On the condo side of things, different story. It's a much different avenue there. At Luminate, one of the cool things we have 3 underwriters. That's all they do is approve condos, right? So it's like they gather all the information from the association, the management company, figure out if you can lend on it. And if not, they say, hey, this is where you're short. And then we try to work with those associations to actually get them in position so they can get financing on it.
Hey, before the break, I just wanted to touch on, and again, we're happy to take a look at the property and help you. Don't get down. You will sell it. It will sell. It is, again, as we just talked about, the market is balancing a little bit. So hopefully that helps you. And thinking of your mom too, your mother as well. Jan Rolfe, Mike and Scott has a listing in Maple Grove, 10229 Queensland Lane. This is a beautiful home, 1.2 million. It is one of the largest and premier pond view lots in the neighborhood, 5,300 square feet of unique surprises, Jan says. They've got a private movie theater, incredible 4-season sunroom. You've got a custom maintenance-free deck with glass panel railings, soft built-in lighting. You got a peaceful pond views, huge, elegant walk-in pantry, 8-foot doors, custom ceiling to floor to ceiling custom tile, fireplace as well. You've got your own primary suite, spa inspired with scenic views and a massive walk-in closet. And then you've got a sunken bonus room, unexpected spaces. Check that out again, 10229 Queensland Lane in North Maple Grove for 1.2 million. Beautiful photos. You got to see the photos online. This is the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Hey, thanks everybody for joining us. I saw a couple comments. Eric Alistad, a fellow friend, a fellow agent, says he loves $1 Million Listing.
Oh, gosh.
And he said, I sold one in Maple Grove in one day, $549.9 list price.
Yeah, and again, everybody listening, it's still a good market. Our units for the year are going to be up 8-10%. So we're selling more homes.
Can you step out of the picture?
Yeah. So can you still hear me?
Yeah. What do you think, Mike?
You guys are goofballs.
So yeah, I mean, if you are priced correctly in a good area and you're not saturated yet, yeah, you're going to still go and you're going to still get top dollar. So don't think we're in gloom and doom. I'm saying pay attention, because if we continue on this trend of adding 700-800 homes a week, eventually it's going to get tough.
Mike, it is, to Pete's question about permitting, it is interesting that there's not a better process at all with cities. Some cities have truth in housing, where they will dial that in a little bit. The bigger cities do. A lot of cities don't have truth in housing. So you can sell it. And again, there may be open permits that you're unaware of.
And a truth in housing is a short city inspection, basically,
Safety,
that they do to make sure that, everything is kind of updated. Your electrical, you're this, so that homes don't get
habitable.
100-year-old homes don't continually just get sold.
Yeah.
Without updates.
I saw a thing online the other day that it said that the average cost in new construction for regulations, want to take a guess what the average cost is across the country?
Oh.
$300,000.
Oh man, 250.
It was like 130 some, I thought, just for
Just for nothing.
regulation
Yeah, that
stuff.
just is
130
annoying.
grand was the average. Now that's the average cost. Now you get to some places probably double that,
Yeah,
right?
the only reason I had 300 in my mind is they maybe they were talking about like San Francisco proper or something where it was an average like 300 grand a house to build.
The other thing too is, oh sorry.
Yeah, just for regulations,
Yeah,
right? Just for people to
just for
watch.
nothing. Correct.
The other thing too is, again, just the number of young people living with parents. Now, I was with a friend, met a nice young man, probably in his early 30s, and just said, "Hey, where are you up to in life? Where are you living?" And he's again, really nice guy, living with mom and dad. That's just more common.
Yeah, I heard a statistic the other day, and I'm gonna butcher it a little bit, but it's a big number. Men under the age of 35, it's like 52% are still living at home or are living at home. Maybe went out and have come back. I mean, if you look at
Cost of living.
the cost of living, you can put a pretty big salary there and have relatively normal monthly expenses, and it doesn't go real far.
Yeah, it is. It is. So that's a factor too. That's
Well, and that's
affecting
why
some
your
environment.
O'Neill of Hope. We
Yeah,
should do that when
yeah,
you're
we
back.
will.
The O'Neill of Hope is, I hear people say, oh, those people don't work or whatever. I'm like, dude, you're 32 years old living in your parents' house. The only difference between you and that person
Yeah.
is you have support
Yeah,
and they don't.
yeah.
So don't get real high and mighty when you're this far away from living under a bridge, which a lot of people could be.
Yeah.
They don't have help.
Yeah, it's very true. Just cost of living. It's I was talking to a friend who's in California, is paying $6.50 for gas. $6.50.
Oh my gosh. Out of college, I worked as a security officer. I had my own corner apartment, everything was paid for. There's no way in the world you could do that now. You wouldn't even come close to that.
Yeah. You were a security guard.
I was a security officer at Abbott Northwestern Hospital.
Nice.
You were?
I was. My mom was the director of nursing.
How long did you do
she
that?
got me in. Everybody hated me. I was this young kid that had no business being there.
They loved you,
They
Scott.
did not. They hated my guts.
Did you play the part?
Huh?
Did you play the security part?
Oh yeah, I had my things and ching ching ching.
Did you walk around like?
All right, we're going back live on air. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Hope your weekend's going well. We got one last segment here. Welcome back to the final segment of the Minnesota Real Estate Show. It's that time of the week we do our Minute of Hope for the O'Neill Foundation of Hope. And this past week, we met a wonderful mother who has endured so many different hardships. We, thanks to you all, through your generosity, had the privilege of supporting this mom who's been working hard to rebuild her life, create a safe and stable future for her children. Lots of challenges in a variety of ways. In meeting her, Scott, Mike, what stood out was her strength, perseverance, and her determination. We were able to help with August rent and electric bill, easing a burden, giving her a little breathing room. Just a sweetheart of a person. Again, thank you all. The O'Neill Foundation of Hope, we do our best every week to help 4 to 5 local families, individuals who are struggling. These are people who are working. They are good folks. They are not looking for a handout. Scott, we were just talking, life can come at you fast.
It can come at you fast and come at you hard. And then what I had said on the break was, if 50% of men under the age of 35 are living at home, the only difference between you being in a situation like people that Ryan help every week is that you've got family support. And so I get irritated when I'm like, oh, those people, they could work or they need this. Or, these people have been looked at. You guys are very diligent about that.
Yep.
It is an absolute need. And anyways, it's great. It's great stuff that you do. I want to give a little shout out to T-Bomb here.
Yes, Mike.
So Mike to the rescue. This is why you use a great lender. I had a client of mine that used a different lender and it was fine. It was their bank and they used them before. We ended up getting a garbage appraisal back. They wanted it. I won't even go into it. It was just a bunch of stupid stuff that you would never normally get. And the bank wouldn't back off of it. So with 10 days before closing, which is not a long time, we switched the file to Mike. On a Sunday, he worked all day to get all the paperwork from my clients and they did a great job of getting it to him. Appraisal was set up for Tuesday. ended up appraising and closing this Monday, and that was all because of the big man next to me.
Not surprised.
Yeah, it's it comes down to borrowers were great, right? If you're going to move that fast, which is not common, I know that my team will do what we need to do. Most of the time, it's a little bit slow getting documents that we need, whether it's from the borrower, whether from all the parties, right? Could be title company. Anyway, it was a team effort. Title company, borrower, appraiser, everyone is great. We got it all in. We're closing tomorrow, I believe. So it was good.
Closing Monday.
Closing
Today's
Monday.
You do the same thing I do. What is today?
Yeah, what is today? Closing Monday, and and it actually went smooth. Wasn't worried one bit.
Just again, a couple other texters. Go ahead, Mike.
I got a question for you. Do you
Yeah.
actually want to hit those text messages first, or no?
Yeah.
Here. So we've been talking a lot about seller stuff in this type of market, right? I was thinking on the buyer side of things, right? So, and this is a question for everyone in the room here. There's no right or wrong answer, but would you, as a buyer, would you rather, and you're looking at a $500,000 house, would you rather get that home for $500,000 at a rate of 6%, or would you rather get that home at a price of $475 and a rate of 6.75?
475 and 6.75
Yeah.
all day long. And it's interesting you brought that up. This last week, I spent time calling all my buyers that are in this range saying, all right, guys, you're going to have a window here that you need to buy in because things are settling down. We're not having a huge price drop, but we're having a price settling, and in some areas a price drop. And right now is when you want to buy. If we're correct, and Trump plays his cards and he buys $200 billion worth of mortgage-backed securities the end of September or beginning of October or whatever, before the midterms, rates are going to drop. When they drop, prices are going to go up. So you want to be on the front end of that to sell right now or to buy right now, so you're getting a good value, and then you can recast your loan to a lower interest rate in the next couple months if that ends up happening. So I've got a lot of them that are queued up to do that. And hopefully I'm right.
Learn from me. The house my dear wife and I live in Bloomington, bought it kind of the multiple offers, height of the market, and probably overpaid for it. Versus, again, this kind of market, where as a buyer, it matters where you buy in.
That's right.
That's your starting point. So just what may be tougher for sellers, good for buyers. Mike, can you comment on this? Our home was built in 1956, has original septic. It's still functioning. We get it pumped every 3 years as required by the county. We understand that it has to be replaced and brought up to current code when we want to sell it. We plan to live here as long as possible, hopefully 20 years. Is it better to replace it before we list it, or would it be possible to escrow the necessary money, let the new buyers deal with it, Mike?
You can escrow for a new septic system as long as it's not compliant for various reasons. So if you get a septic compliance test, there's 7 reasons why it could be non-compliant. 2 of those reasons says there's an imminent threat to public health and safety. So as long as one of those 2 boxes are not checked, then you can escrow money for it. But if one of those 2 boxes is checked on that septic compliance test, you cannot escrow money and fix it after closing. It has to be done before closing.
Yeah, the show went by so quick. Nice job, guys.
It did, yeah. You too. And again, I want to make sure people out there realize still a very good market. If you're out there right now, relook at your number, talk with your agent, look at what is sold in the last 2 weeks, not what's sold in the last 60 days, and go from there.
Yeah, great job, Mike Overson, Luminate Bank. Hey, we appreciate you listening. Hope everybody has a great weekend with your families. Thank you to Candace for coming in. Take care, everybody. Thank you all for joining us. We appreciate it. Lots of comments, questions. Good morning to folks. It's been a fun one. What do you think about that, Mike? I think maybe we'll do that next week. We'll like zoom in super close. We'll both be over here. We'll kind of talk from the wings. I'm terrible. Hey, just real quick. Eric says, I had a buyer in the low to mid 300s. She lost out on at least 4 homes before winning on a nice 1.5 story in Circle Pines.
Yeah, that's why I said pocket areas are still like that. You know, if you're south of the river, everybody out there that's either buying or selling there knows what I'm talking about. It's tough. If you're in the eastern suburbs, they're still doing great. Western suburbs areas are still doing great. Price points under 500, still doing great everywhere. You know, so again, it's not gloom and doom. Just make sure that you're looking at what you need to be looking at.
Yeah. Last thing I'll say is for anyone watching too, is if our team works a lot, does a lot with Zillow and different lead sources. We're always looking for new folks too to help on that front. So as agents out there, if you're looking for more opportunities, we're always happy to help on that. Mike, great job, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Scott, nice
too,
work.
bud.
Hey, we'll be
Thanks,
back
guys.
next weekend off to the Balin reunion. Hopefully it's not my license plate now that they're selling. Maybe I have to buy it back.